day we make.
Hey everyone, welcome. We're just going to hang out here while people join.
Yeah, we'll wait a few minutes just to let everybody fill in, get notified, and get situated.
All right, there we go. Now we're live on Instagram as well. Welcome. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Go ahead and put the comments up there. So, yeah, you just got back from your little expedition out to New Mexico. Where all did you go?
Well, that's what we're going to talk about in a little bit once everybody's here.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll discuss that and talk about any topics anybody wants to talk about and have any questions or wants to share anything about what they're up to and what they're doing and what their adventures are.
Yeah.
Here's Old Man Old Truck, right?
Hey, Old Man Old Truck.
And Teddy.
Teddy and
Hey,
JoJo.
Good to see you.
Hey, guys. Thanks for joining.
Man, Teddy, we got to get together, and it's been a minute since I talked to you.
Yeah. Been a minute since we've seen them, too.
Yeah.
I think Wyoming was the last time we saw them.
No, I saw them in Kentucky.
Oh, you did when you got your tires and your front bumper and all that stuff, rock sliders, all that stuff. Hey, Galen.
Galen, yeah. It has been long, Teddy.
Yes, definitely been too long. So we're getting ready for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I'm sure you all are too.
Yeah, we relocated to Florida. Got the kids all set up with school and everything. And just Joe just got back today from being out west for almost a month or about a month.
Over a month.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about that a little bit, talk about what's next for us.
And want to hear what you guys have been up to and what's new coming up for you.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, we can get started if you want. So we just want to say who all's in here. And well, they can probably see who's in the chat. But other than that, our most recent adventure has been New Mexico. So I went out there for a little over a month and just got back. And it was an adventure. From the moment I got there, there was a snowstorm the second day. And we got a ton of snow dumped on us. And then a few days later, I had a break in the window. So I started moving again. And another one came through. So within, the first week and a half, I had 2 snowstorms and single-digit nights. And then once all that started to melt, the trails were it was a complete mess. But it made for a lot of fun. And, I saw a lot of places. And
this is the snowstorm, the first one you went through, right?
Yeah, that was the radar. And then, so the first place I stopped was near Manguion Ghost Town. And that was the morning after the first dusting we got the first night. And then that was a picture of a camp when the second storm came through almost a week later.
Oh, wow.
So that's just in a completely different location there.
Yeah, you got all kinds of snow pictures here.
Yeah, and not much solar was happening. But the good news is I didn't need a lot of power either because everything just stayed cold. So the fridges didn't really run very much. And I had had some icicles on the awning. I don't know if it's coming out very well for you guys, but
up there at the top.
So
you let's see, you had some power failure issues.
Yeah. Well, they weren't really power failures, but it was difficulty just charging.
Yeah. Well, I can see why with the snow.
Well, and then the cold's not good for the batteries. So I don't have one of them newer ones that heat and all that. That's going to be really nice when we get to that point. But and then from there, I went to a really cool place in the Badlands in New Mexico and saw some really cool topography and different things like that.
Yeah, you had like this one.
Yeah, that's in the Badlands area there. And that particular thing is called the Alien Throne. So it's just got there's all different ones named out there. Like there's the, I think like the giant turtle, and there's the dinosaur egg, and some of them are very obvious and you can kind of tell exactly what it is. And then other ones, you kind of got to use your imagination a little bit or look at it from a certain angle and it really comes more clear. But that was a neat place. I'd been out there before, and there was, I ran into a group of backpackers. They were all the way from Japan out there.
Oh, wow.
Backpacking that whole area out there and going and seeing these formations. So it's quite the destination for people from all over for sure. And then when I was out there, it was nice. There wasn't really anybody out there. But it was a little treacherous walking around because that mud and that dirt out there, once it's wet, it's
like slick.
Yeah. So what I started to do is to get around, I would do it very early in the morning when everything was still frozen. And by the time I got done going around and looking everywhere, it was, about 10 or 11, and things were starting to warm up and get sloppy again. So that's kind of how I maneuvered around that. But
yeah.
So that's been our latest things. What are you guys been up to lately? Anything exciting, or where's the most recent places you guys have been?
Yeah. Come on, old man, old truck. I've seen some pictures, so I know you've been popping around here and there. I know it. Oh, we got over here on Instagram. What?
Wild and Free Overland.
Wild and Free Overland.
Hello.
Watching on Instagram. It's weird because guys, it's like I can see all of the comments for Facebook and YouTube on one screen, but Instagram has its own separate thing, so I have to kind of go back and forth.
Yeah. And it's delayed.
Yeah.
So it's at a different point than the YouTube one is.
Hey, Heather. Thanks for joining.
Hello.
Is Old Man Old Truck gone? He might be gone.
Uh-uh.
Well, anyway, let's talk about, so one of the reasons why we wanted to do this live was to give you guys the opportunity, anybody that's watching, opportunity to ask any kind of questions you want, whether you want to talk about our rig setup, you want to talk about basic overlanding questions, anything like that, or we can just chat about all kinds of different topics.
There we go.
Okay,
there may be a delay in the comments too. So yeah, we got Teddy and Old Man chimed in.
Okay, Teddy's been up to New Mexico, Arizona, and Utah with Bill and Deb, Matt and Dawn. Aw, the good peeps. And then Old Man Old Truck says, recently did a Lake Superior circle tour. Oh,
wow.
Awesome.
That sounds amazing.
That does sound amazing.
Maybe not right now.
No, it might be a little chilly.
Or snowy.
Yeah, I know.
Or how long ago did you do that? The circle tour.
Yeah.
And Teddy, what was your favorite place in New Mexico that you guys went to?
Yeah, tell us.
Because I really love New Mexico. It's one of my top states.
New Mexico's beautiful. So we went to New Mexico in the winter last January, February, after we had done a volunteer thing with the veterans organization up in Colorado. And we got beautiful drone footage. We did all this stuff, got all this footage, and then lost the footage. So Joe's like, well, I got a little bit of spare time right now. We just had moved in and gotten settled. I was getting the kids all situated with school. So he's like, let me run back out there and try to kind of retrace our steps and get some of that footage that we lost. So that's what he was doing.
So Old Man Old Truck said September
1st of October. Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
And Galen, Nebraska was my last trip, hoping for South Dakota next year. South Dakota's cool.
Yeah.
There's some
You're
cool
really
stuff
gonna
there.
like South Dakota. I actually went there earlier this year because I had a friend. We'll be putting out a video on this too. He's doing 50 by 50, he calls it. And it was 50 states, 50 countries by the time he was 50. And South Dakota was one of the 4 remaining states that he had. So I picked him up in North Dakota, and then we went through there. We went through South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa, and then he left from there. So, yeah, that's beautiful country all up in there for sure.
And I think he ended up doing his last few countries as well.
Yeah, he had 2 left. He had Morocco and another one. And then
we got over here.
Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Joined. Hello.
Hey, Bria. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for watching.
Nice.
Oh, Teddy says here, went to Madrid. Nice. Oh. Very cool.
How long were you over there, Teddy? Oh, no, Madrid, New Mexico.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
That's
Four
right.
Corners. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Nice.
Madrid, Spain. We had Spain in our mind because we were planning on going there at some point this year. Good thing we didn't, because as luck would have it, they just had all those torrential floods there around the same time and area we would have been in. So everything just works out the way it's supposed to.
Yeah,
for sure.
It was a mess. There's been flooding. It was happening around the same time that all the storms and the flooding and stuff was happening here too.
Yeah, there was actually flooding in Roswell around the time I was in Monguillon.
Yep.
And I didn't even know about it until I was already there a little bit and had seen some posts and stuff.
But, yeah.
That's
crazy.
Roswell got.
Yeah.
What's been going on over there in North Carolina, Bria?
And I think
should be getting cold and rainy around this time of the year there.
It'll be that wet snow. I don't miss that, Bria. I'm sorry. Hey, Craig. What did Teddy say here?
Chaco Canyon.
Chaco Canyon. Yes.
Yeah, I still haven't been there, believe it or not. I've been all around there and been by it and back and forth. And I actually had reservations to stay there at one point. And I don't remember what happened, but I wound up not even going. But that had to be a pretty cool spot to be in for sure. That's a lot of history in there. That's one of the things that I like about New Mexico the most, is that there's so much history there, because, you have the Native American history and you have the pioneers, the settlers that went out there, but then you also have a lot of conquistador history there. So you have, just this trifecta of history intermingling there that you don't have in a lot of places.
Yeah. New Mexico is a really, really cool state. Hey,
David. Hey, David. Good to see you.
So I wanted to give a quick shout out to our patrons. Craig is one of our patrons. Jeremiah Luddington. David is one of our patrons. And Lee Weed. Thank you guys for being patrons.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Over on Patreon. Guys. We love you guys. And we're glad you're joining us tonight.
And then Galen.
Galen says, I did finish hitting all 4 corners of Kansas this year.
That's nice. Cool. Nice. I tell you, Kansas is one of those states that surprised us for sure. One that we did a video on, and we set out to find things in Kansas to see, and because you hear so much about just getting through there and going somewhere else. But we were actually really surprised about how many things we found, and we actually had to bypass some things because we ran out of time.
Yeah.
We took a week and a half getting through there. And we had a hard date for a volunteering thing we were doing in Colorado. So had it not been for that, we would have definitely seen all the other things.
Yeah. Well, we got some over here. We've got, Bria said, lots of cold weather. And then Brett, I can't see that. Brett Roadchill met y'all at a laundromat in Big Fork, Montana last June. Hope y'all are doing well. Left an impression on us. Oh, thank you.
Nice.
Thank you for joining us.
Are you the one that gave me the smoked fish? So this story, this is the only thing that happens in overlanding. I'm telling you the amazing things. I'm in a laundromat, getting laundry done, and struck up a conversation. And next thing I know, he smokes fish and uses his I think it was his grandfather's recipe. If that's you, that fish, that was absolutely amazing. That's what we had at the expo.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So
that was really good.
That stuff is so good.
We got
and then so there was a question on this side here.
Yeah. Craig, question. I'm trying to decide between a rooftop tent or an overland trailer.
So here's the thing. And a lot of all these things really just come down to kind of what you're doing and how you're doing it. And I actually just had a conversation about this with somebody the other day. A trailer is good, especially if So here's an example. A guy I met, he is from Canada, but he comes to the U.S. to go fly fishing every year. And the problem he has is, he has a camper van, but when he breaks camp to go fishing, by the time he gets back to camp, somebody's in the camp. So one of the advantages to the trailer is that, you can leave it there as a base camp to kind of hold your spot while you go out and do things, and you don't have to break your camp down and set your camp back up every time. If that's what you're going to be, how you're going to be kind of moving and doing things, where you're going to want to stay in an area and reach out and do things and come back to a spot. That's a good thing to do with those. It's really not a right or wrong answer.
It really just depends on, what kind of trails you're going to be traveling on, what kind of things you want to bring with you, if you want to deal with putting up and down a tent each day. I mean, there's pros and cons to both, like he said, So
yeah, I mean, we've done both. So we have RTTs, and we have had a trailer in the past. And, for us in our particular situation, it was, the trailer gave us more capacity to store things, especially being 5 people. But overall, 2 rigs wound up working best in our scenario. As far as convenience, I don't think one's more convenient than the other. I mean, it's definitely going to be easier to get in and out of the trailer than up and out of an RTT for some people.
Yeah. So,
I've heard a lot of comments on the road that people would have loved the RTT 20 years ago. And, and that's one of the good things about the trailer. Like Teddy, if he's still on here, that's one of the things that they really love about the trailer is it's so easy. Hey, Semper. It's so easy for them to get in and out of, and everything's right there, their kitchen and all this sort of stuff. So
we got over here real quick. We'll come back over there. Wasn't me. Our kids were being wild in there, but that fish sounds awesome. Oh, you know what? The guy that gave us the smoked salmon was in Washington State. They were I think they were the family. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brett. You guys were the family with the built out, like it was like a truck thing. And they came in and did laundry, and we met their kids, and we talked to them about homeschooling.
Big Fork, Montana. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember you guys now. Yeah, how have your travels been?
Where are we? Right now we're in Florida. Yes, white shuttle bus. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Exactly. Now we're piecing it together. We hit a lot of laundromats.
So. It's been a lot of places this year, especially. I mean, as every year, we just go so many places. But yeah.
Yay.
Okay. That's great. I'm glad. I hope your travels have been going well, and you guys have seen some amazing things. You'd have to let us know what you've been up to. That's one of the things we asked earlier before a lot of folks came in. So if you still want to chime in about this, let us know what your adventures have been this year.
Okay, so we're going to go back here. Jeremiah. Hey, Jeremiah. Welcome back to Florida, Joe.
I got here just in time. It seems there's some weather rolling through, so.
Yeah, out there.
This is the first time I've worn shorts in over a month. It's really weird, and I'm getting used to being hot again.
Yeah.
Because it took me days to defrost.
Yeah, Galen, we'll definitely be back to Kansas. It's a pretty cool state. I don't care what anybody says.
So back to Craig, he's saying about the convenience. We touched on that, and he said my RTT is 200 pounds. Yeah, so
you're skipping ahead of me, honey.
Oh.
I'm getting there. Looking for a lighter weight one. Okay.
So yeah, I have an Ayu cab, and it's at about 180. I don't know what kind you have. If it's a hard shell, usually the soft ones are lighter. But it also depends on which size of one you have. So I know I've seen a lot of people with like really big tents, and they're by themselves. And I'm like, that's a lot of real estate for one person.
A lot to deal with.
But, that's one option you can do is a CVT.
Okay. Mount Hood.
Yeah. And, and so.
It's a wedge. Okay.
Yeah. So you're looking to just get weight off your rig overall, and a trailer is another way to do that. And that's why we did that for a little while. We had a trailer we had a Jeep. So, it gets you places, but it carries nothing. So, right. and we had a lot of people too. So people count towards payload.
Yeah. So we've got, okay. Teddy says pros and cons with both. It depends on how you want to travel and trails. Exactly, yep. Teddy. And then Craig, about to go to dinner. Thanks for watching, Craig.
Yeah,
enjoy
Craig.
Dinner. And Jeremiah, what we say down here, looking forward to the videos and seeing y'all. Yes, awesome. Yeah, so for anybody that's interested, we are going to do a little birthday camp for our birthday the weekend of December 6th through 8th. It will be in Florida. But if you guys are anywhere in the area and want to come down and join us, please feel free to come on down and we'll get you set up and let you know where we're going to be. He's got a wedge.
Semper Gumby says his is 70.
A 70 pound?
Yeah, so they range, like I said, very wildly. You just got to find kind of what suits your particular needs, like how many people are going to be sleeping in it, or, and then the convenience part. Like I tell people the biggest difference between the hard shell and the soft ones it's your tolerance for pain, especially if you're going to be moving day. So just packing that soft one up every day, it's not like a huge difference, but it's kind of like that grain of sand in your shoe where, it's not going to stop you immediately, but
yeah,
over time, it's just going to wear you down to the point where you're like, this isn't fun anymore. So, but then if you're somebody that does it periodically and for short periods of time, or you're not moving every day,
it's not
such a big a deal.
It does get really old when you're moving every day. Like if you happen to be traveling like that and you're just like, oh my God, I got to put the tent up and down. And if it's raining or, it's just.
Especially the bigger ones,
Yeah.
Like when I first started, I had a smaller Tepui. And so from that, I could reach the entire thing, the zipper, without really having to get down and up to the
go
other
on the
side.
Other side. Yeah.
And then when we got a slightly larger one, a different brand, it was a little more, just that little bit of difference. Now you're getting down, you're getting back up, you're moving to this side and, tucking and zippering. And so it's all those little things.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something that, we can discuss in more detail and granularly if you want, just IM us and, we can kind of dial you in a little bit more with that because there's so many ways to go with it.
Oh yeah. And that's, when we teach at the expos and stuff, we always tell people like that are just starting out in overlanding, just because we have a specific configuration or somebody else doesn't mean that that's going to work for you and your specific situation. So don't ever try to compare yourself to other people and say, oh, my vehicle doesn't look like an overland rig, or I should get a rooftop tent because everybody says that you should. Do your own research, think about your specific application, how you're going to be traveling, how frequently, these things like how often you're going to be putting a tent up and down compared to getting in and out of a trailer or leaving a trailer at the base camp. But
also, you have people, they travel all over and all different climates and all different conditions and,
yeah,
all of these things. And then you have some people, they stay relegated to one region or area. So, there's just so many factors that go into your decision that, it's just something we'd have to get more granular with to dial it in.
So Brett says, it was a great month, man. Back home in East Tennessee, getting the rig ready to hit Utah next May and June. Awesome. Hit us up if you swing through Irwin, Johnson City area. We are in Irwin, Tennessee. Will do. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We got David over here. Join late and missed the travel question. My big adventure this year was an overland trip with Mariah and Mo. Nice. Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, Oklahoma. It was the most incredible trip I've ever experienced. Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, David, my mom flew out to Arizona last summer, and we took her to the Grand Canyon and a couple of the other national parks right around that southern Utah, northern Arizona area. And she had a really great time. She actually car camped, slept in the back of her car that she rented and stuff, and had an amazing time. And she was, she had never been out and seen any of that stuff before. So that's really, really cool. I'm glad that you got to go on that trip with your daughter.
Yeah, I meant to ask him about that because I remember seeing a lot of the posts, I don't remember exactly where we were. We weren't.
I think we were out west somewhere.
We were, but I mean, we weren't like in Colorado at the time he was. But
no.
I remember seeing the posts, and there were beautiful pictures, and you guys looked like you hit some amazing places for sure. Looked like it was a really good trip. And I want to say there was one of you, when he laid in the stream.
Oh, yeah?
Or the creek, and it was like really cold water. I think it, what's the join late? That's the same one. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Jeremiah says, coming from the soft shell to hard was a game changer for us. Yes. Don't have to fight with the cover of the soft. Welcome, Arc Overland. Yeah. I can tell you, Jeremiah, that when we both had soft top tents at first. He had the Tepui and I had a Smittybilt, and they were a huge pain in the butt, especially when you're rolling with Bill and Deb and you're moving every day.
Yeah. Like, I didn't really mind it. Like I said, the Tepui wasn't bad because it was small enough to where I could reach everywhere and zip it up and tuck it in really easily. But yeah, when I was with Bill and Deb, I call it the Cottywomple Crucible. I rolled with them for several weeks through Wyoming, and I was exhausted by the end of it. It was the moving every day and the long days of driving. Like it was a new experience for me because we kind of sit a little bit more, a day, 2 days.
We slow roll it.
Maybe 3 if it's a really nice spot and there's some hiking to do and fishing and whatnot, and other things to do in the area. So we'll just kind of sit there, but.
When they come out though, they usually have more of a limited time frame that they're dealing with. And so, we fit a lot in when we're traveling around with them.
Yeah. And it's great. It's so much fun though.
We get to see a lot.
Bill does a great job with the route planning, and, he really gets on the maps and the topo, and he finds some really nice spots to go. And it's always places that, I still haven't gone. So that's fun for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Snow.
David says that snow runoff was cold. I bet it was.
Yeah, I remember that specifically seeing that. But man, you look like you had a blast out there. I was happy to see all of you out there doing that.
Yeah. Bill approved. Yes.
Yeah.
Hard shell tent. Definitely Bill approved. Trailer as well. They're rolling with the trailer now.
Yeah.
And Teddy, like the annex in Florida, dang, it turns into a job. It sure does. It sure does. The more you put out at camp, the more you got to pack up, and the longer it takes.
Yeah, I tell people, starting off, the less steps that you have in your process of setting camp and breaking camp. And again, especially if it's going to be a longer trip and something you're going to be doing for a substantial period of time, your life is just going to be so much more enjoyable than, I see some setups and sometimes it looks like there needs to be permits involved, and it's like a construction process. Yes. But and I just kind of watch it. But like joking aside, it's all preference, how much you want to bring and set up, and whatever makes you comfortable and you're enjoying it and having a good time. But
definitely. Craig, I thought you just went to dinner. I had a Tepui and hated life. Having to close that up in snow and cold. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing, that outer soft shell, especially when it was really cold. I specifically remember, it's even more snug and took a little bit more finagling to get it to just line up and fit over. And like I said, it's just, what's your tolerance for pain? That's my first question to them when anybody asks me, what's the difference between a hard and soft, is what's your tolerance for pain.
Yeah.
That's just what it comes down to. Because some people don't care. It doesn't bother them.
Yeah.
Oh, he's here now. Yeah.
Okay. He's really going this time. Now, it really does depend on your, willingness to deal with different things, different setups, and your comfort level and what kind of traveling you're going to be. And, like I just went from a rooftop tent to sleeping in my rig because I'm having really bad shoulder issues. And I loved the Alucab wedge tent, but because I had the little spoiler on the back of the 4Runner, it was really hard for me to kind of get up under there and push that up and stuff. And it was just becoming really painful. So I just ditched the rooftop tent completely. I put some storage boxes on top, OBS storage boxes on top of my rig. I've got a water tank up there, an awning, a shower annex, all on my roof rack. And then I sleep inside the rig. I have a bed platform. And then underneath I have a pull-out fridge and a pull-out kitchen. So the setup is great. I modified the bed platform to where I can pull it back and the kids can still sit in the back seat when we're traveling around. So you just have to kind of play around with things and figure out what works for you and what's going to, fulfill your needs. Because I know when we first started, we had blue water jugs from Walmart and totes and everything. And we've been doing this for many years now. So over time, we've just kind of modified and upgraded and changed things.
Yeah. And the best thing too is just to get out and do it with what you have, because before you're going out and spending money and getting products that EVAC 426 joined. Welcome. Thanks for joining. You start buying all these things and spending a lot of money, and then you realize it's not the right thing or you didn't really need it. So we always suggest, especially starting off, just going out there with what you have and then learning really what you do and what you don't need versus what you thought you did, or and the amounts of things that you thought you need that you didn't need. And then as you learn that, and then that leaves more space and weight, payload for other things that you actually do. And I also suggest like the rigs and coffees for people, because it's not like an expo kind of thing where you have to pay and it's high sales thing. You just go and you hang out. It's just people hanging out and showing off their rigs, and you can walk around and kind of see what people have and how they've, skinned the cat, and see what applies to you and pocket that and take it with you for free. So
yeah, definitely.
And then ARC Overland.
My wife and I just got back from a Utah trip with our DIY trailer. One soft tent and one hard shell. Hard shell by far the best. Utah was awesome and beautiful. Yes, I love Utah.
Yeah.
Utah is awesome.
Yeah, there's so many places you just can't go wrong, and Utah is definitely one of them. And overall, I'd have to agree with you. The hard shell, I have an Alia cab, and it's by far my favorite one I've ever had.
Yeah,
it's my third different one.
But there's a difference in price points too. So if you're just starting out and you're not going to be going like long periods or very often, a soft shell.
It's cost and weight,
right.
And usually the soft ones are lighter. So it really, again, all that kind of just comes down. It's not really preference sometimes. It's more of necessity of your situation and configuration and your needs.
Yeah.
But all that aside, I personally prefer the hard.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Hello.
Old Man Old Trucks.
Buffalo River Gypsy.
Hey, Lisa. Old Man Old Truck said the right setup is the one you have at the time. True story.
Yeah.
And it will change as your needs
that's
change.
What we said. Just start with what you have, and, getting out there and doing it is what actually matters. And,
Yeah. Hey, Arla. Normally don't have you on that side of the screen, girl.
It's got me all messed up. It's backwards.
Yeah, it's Facebook. That's what it is.
Or this isn't Facebook.
Oh, no, this is StreamYard.
Yeah.
But we're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. You got Lisa over on IG and Arla over on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a lot. You have to get used to how all this shows up here. Lisa says, "Welcome home, Joe."
Thank you, Lisa. I'm getting back just in time. Looks like there's more weather rolling through. So, and I've had my fill of weather on this last trip. So
yeah, Florida's weather's not so bad now, is it?
I don't like the heat and humidity.
I don't like the humidity, but it's been really nice like the last several days.
How did you stay warm during the snow?
Okay, Lisa asked how he stayed warm during the snow out there.
Well, when I was outside of the tent, which was most of the day, layers, just lots of layers and physical activity. And then inside the tent, I actually am going to talk about that a little bit on the video when I do get to it and put it out. Inside the tent, I have to say that Alia cab, it's very well, not necessarily insulated, but it seals up really well. So that helps with the wind part. As far as the temperature itself, I I have a 15-degree down bag, and I have a wool blanket, and I put an extra layer on, and quite honestly, I stay very comfortable in there. And I had many days where it was single digits. It got down to 9, 12 degrees around there, the lows. And then the days were only up to like 28. Getting out of the tent can be tough though.
Yeah. Not wanting to get, so no diesel heater, no AC, not that we're judging anybody that has that stuff. Again, when we're traveling as a family of 5, we're already in 2 rigs and we're very, space is at a premium. So carrying extra things like that just didn't make sense for us. So we just bundled up and, got really, really good sleeping bags and that kind of stuff. And
well, I like, and me personally, I like to struggle a little bit. I like having to fight the elements and deal with the elements and having those extremes to deal with. And, I just kind of enjoy it. I guess I'm a glutton for punishment in some ways.
Yeah. Jeremiah here says, first time we met and I asked Bill and Joe, when will you know you got enough? Their answer was a laugh and said, it's never over. Something new, small and better will surely come around. They were right for sure. Teddy says, oh, go ahead.
Well, on that, that's another thing too, is since we started, most of these companies and these products were not around. And even if we wanted them or can afford them. And, just seeing the transition over the last 4 years in this space has been phenomenal. And I wouldn't want to be somebody starting off now, and almost in a way, just because there are so many options and it'd be so difficult to even decide and maneuver through all of that
it's overwhelming.
With outfitting. Because back then it was kind of like, your options were made up for you. You had 5 to pick from.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, if you just take the rooftop tents now and you take the trailers and just all of the varieties and options and flavors there, and those 2 things alone, that's not even getting into all the gadgets and gizmos and stuff. It's like, it's incredible.
Yeah. We're going to do 2 more over here and then we're going to go over to IG. Teddy says, memories are way more important than the best gear money can buy. Amen to that, brother.
Totally agree.
Old man, old truck. I enjoyed the struggle back when I was young man, new truck. Now, nowadays, I prefer easy street. Heck yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure there'll be a day where I'm there too, brother, for sure. There was days when I was questioning my life choices on this trip. That's for sure.
Okay. Brett wants to know, so we just camp at free spots, BLM, etc. in our shuttle bus. Overlanding sounds different. Can you define overlanding? Well, I'll let you define it.
Well, that's a great question. It's a really great question, especially now in America, I think, as it's burgeoning. But I would say Dan Grech has a 19-minute video that he put out, a year ago now?
About a year and a half ago.
Maybe a year and a half ago now. I couldn't say it any better than what he said, so I would defer to him. That video, if you have the time and can find it. Dan Grech, his channel is
The Road Chose Me.
The Road Chose Me. It's a 19-minute video, but in my own words, which is not going to be as eloquent as his, I really see it as it's not really traveling for destination per se. It's more about traveling and the journey and everything you encounter. Because one of the things he touches in on there is, there are people that travel the world in a 2-wheel drive van,
Are they not overlanding?
Yeah, are they not overlanding? So it's really just, to me, it's more of it's travel like on a means of conveyance. Mm-hmm. So whatever that, if it's a horse, a motorcycle, a car, whatever it is, your conveyance and means of getting around, and you're just, you're traveling to experience, to adventure, to, everything you come across on that journey. And so, you may off-road during that journey, you may camp, you may, do any variety of these things that we do in overlanding. So I think that's where I'm kind of at with it.
And another point that he brought up, which I truly agree with. So he's Australian, And he said, you know, the people that travel all over Australia that are from Australia, are they not overlanding because they're still in the same country that they're from?
Yeah, because under some people's definition, they don't internationally travel. So his argument was, did the grandfathers of who are considered the grandfathers of overlanding, literally, they never left Australia.
Right. They
never went international, but they're heralded as one of the founders of the overlanding world.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like one of those questions that's hard to answer, but it's not really hard to answer in that way. But he says that he breaks it down in very methodical ways, and puts it very precisely. That makes a lot of sense. And so, yeah, that's my favorite video I've seen on the definition.
Yeah, he gives a great explanation of that. And he actually is traveling with his partner and their baby now. They're over in, I want to say Iceland, maybe. They're overseas again.
But
wait, we got here. Kai says wool is the way to go. Yes.
Yeah, wool is definitely the way to go. That's it works so well. But yeah, just back to his real quick. I don't really see what you guys are doing necessarily is really different than overlanding in that regard, because you guys are traveling, you know, you're sharing experiences with each other, you're having adventures, you're meeting people, you're seeing culture and different places.
Yep.
And so what you're in doesn't really matter.
It's really irrelevant whether you're in a Jeep, a 4Runner, a shuttle bus, a motorcycle.
It doesn't have a look, you know. That's what we were getting at earlier, where your rig doesn't have to look a certain way and have certain gear on it to constitute you as an overlander.
Yeah, and getting out there on BLM land and being off the grid, that's what it's all about, you know?
That's beautiful.
I'm sure it's a personal challenge. We love old school Feral Joe. Yeah, so we got a question over here. Arla says, Joe, what was your favorite piece of gear you always have to have?
I was actually thinking about this out there because I figured I'd be asked this at some point. Favorite piece of gear. Well, I think that there's two categories of that. There's probably a piece of gear that you have for a preference, like something that gives you comfort or something that gives you convenience. And then there's the piece of gear that is probably like critical to you. Right?
Yeah. So favorite piece of gear, not necessarily necessity. What would your favorite? I probably have something to do with coffee.
I have to have coffee, that's for sure. Wow. Favorite piece of gear. It's a really tough question for me because you kind of need, it's kind of like the things that I have serve a purpose.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dang you, Arla.
Dang it, Arla. My favorite piece of gear is
I'll think about it.
My blanket.
Remind me to answer that before we get off.
Okay. I can't leave home without my blanket. My nice bougie blanket. Brett says, love it. That's our goal. The adventure, not about the destination. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, she's laughing at your Feral t-shirt. Yeah.
This is the older version.
Yeah.
We kind of revamped it a little bit because what you can't really see is he's petting a raccoon. And so we kind of changed the design around to where that shows up more.
Yeah. And then I've got our Feelin' Feral Sasquatch on, as we got here. Good one, Misty. How about his coffee and tea mug? Exactly. That thing is nasty looking.
That's right here.
Look at this thing.
Yeah, the outside looks better than the inside, actually.
Yeah. He can't leave home without his t-shirt. That's true. Hey, Jasper Jeep Jam and Overlanding Rally.
Hey, partner.
Cajun Kai. Yeah.
We miss you guys too.
Yeah, give them a follow over on YouTube, Wandering Buffalo Adventures. They just hit 400 subs today, which is awesome. Congratulations, guys.
Well, and if they can go to the Jeep Jam.
Yes.
That isn't just for Jeeps.
Yes.
It's a great event. It's in a great location. It's a lot of fun. and you won't regret going.
Yeah, guys, put in the comments what the dates are again. I don't remember, so I can let people know.
Hey, Teddy, I don't know if you saw that episode of Hell's Canyon, but I used your winch quite a bit there.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It's that was one of the toughest things we did, like sketchy wise. But it was so beautiful there. I mean, it was that has to be on the top of my list of places I've ever been.
Oh, we'll definitely go back to Hell's Canyon.
It's Hell's Canyon because it's you have so much variety of terrain in a short radius of area, and the climate is just off the chain. Like it changes constantly. The as we got there, we got dumped on snow in June. And then it continued to snow.
And then almost lost Matt's Gladiator, Matt McClellan, Ozark Overland Adventures, his Gladiator over the side. Almost lost your Jeep. And then the next day almost lost my 4Runner.
But the climate, when you cross just over the river, it was completely dry and arid. Not
complete opposite.
No snow. So
it was insane.
It was beautiful.
It sure was. Okay, 13th or 16th March. Jasper, Arkansas. I think the tickets are live. I believe that's what I saw Lisa post the other day. So get your tickets. It's a really good time. It's a lot of fun. It's at the fairgrounds there in just outside of Jasper. We'll be there, or at least I'll be there. I'm not sure if you will make it or not. I don't remember what our schedule says, but yeah, good times. Good times, JasperJeepJam.com.
Well, we thank everybody for joining. This is great. We love the conversation. We especially love answering the questions and hearing what everybody's up to. We don't really get a chance to touch bases with a lot of you guys anymore. So, Jeremiah, hello.
Yeah.
So it's a good way for us just to connect other than expos or if we happen to see each other out on the road. So I think we're going to do this more often.
Yeah, I think this is a good thing to do here. Joe better show up. I saved him an inside bougie space. Oh yeah. He camped inside the building last time in his Jeep. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
So
it worked great.
Yeah.
It actually worked out really good because
I bet it did.
Yeah. It was nice and cozy in there.
The rest of us schleps were outside. Well, actually, I slept on the little cot there inside one night. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. We have had a great time there. We had a nice Ladies Overland Lounge. Just a little announcement too, as far as Lady Overlander Radio goes. Arla and I are going to be hitting like a bunch of expos this year. We'll be at Jasper Jeep Jam. We'll be at More Expo. We'll be at all 4 Overland Expos. And we'll be at Overland of America. And I'm sure something else after that. We haven't gotten the full schedule finalized, but you'll be able to catch us at one of those shows. We'll have ladies only training and just come and hang out and network with us. And we'd love to chat with you and answer any questions. What else?
Justin.
Hey, Justin.
Hello. I'm sorry I missed you out there, man.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go out to New Mexico again and try again. But
say hi to Michelle. I loved your last video. It was very cool. I liked it. We got over here Brushy Mountain. We're not signed up for Brushy Mountain. Oh, we're doing the Save Expo. That's the other one I forgot.
Yeah.
In Florida. We're doing.
What's Brushy Mountain?
Brushy Mountain is another show. I don't remember exactly. Let's see here.
I haven't heard of that one.
Brushy Mountain. Is it a expo or a Jeep Jam or
just a location? Tennessee.
Yeah. Okay. So they got something going on there in Tennessee in March. Okay. I will look into that. Mountain. Yeah.
Motorsports Park.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, that says North Carolina. He's saying
in March.
In March in Tennessee. Okay. Well, we'll definitely look that up, Jeremiah, for sure. Oh, what's this say here? You guys are going to have to go on for another hour due to the time change between Florida and Arkansas. Yeah.
I tell you, I get screwed up with that every time when I go back and forth from here and out west. And it was nice being able to do it from Arkansas for a while because the time change isn't as bad as from Florida.
Yeah.
And also everything's closer to Arkansas than it is from Florida.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Brushy Mountain Prison is in Tennessee is a good time. Okay. You guys are convincing us. TNT Overland. Okay. Right on. We will check it out. Heck yeah.
Justin, you weren't in here earlier when we were asking, but we were asking everybody what their latest adventures have been and what everybody's kind of been up to. If you guys want to share, I know you've been getting around a little bit. We got close to each other at one point in New Mexico.
Yeah.
But you had a lot going on. I'll be at Save. Yeah.
You guys will be at Save. Yes, we'll be at Save.
Well, that's really close to us now.
Yeah, it's like right in our backyard, pretty much. Well, Arla will have to fly down, but
you may have already mentioned this, but how's school?
Oh, okay. So
school with them is going really well.
It is. They are. Josh is. Well, I should say this: the girls are loving it. They're really loving the high school experience. They're eager to get to school every day. They love their little group of friends they have. They are all doing really well as far as their grades and stuff. They're really engaged. It's awesome. Josh definitely missed Joe while he was gone and definitely would rather be being feral and overlanding than be in a school.
Yeah. And I missed Josh. It was a little weird not having him with me.
Yeah. It's good. It's good for him. He needs that interaction. He needs that maturity and
but their grades are great.
Their grades are wonderful.
A's and B's. He's
getting used to
ahead.
It. Yeah.
They're all ahead of the schedule. So
yeah.
Thanks for asking, David. Yeah,
they get their brains from their mama. That's right. No, they're doing fantastic. Good decision we made here. But once them little kids are out of the house, we're going to be hitting the road again, I'm sure. So we can't be tied down. Jeremiah says, send y'all a link on Messenger. Perfect. Thank you. Mojave Road. Nice.
A few weeks ago and a little fun in Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
We have a winter.
Ooh, in the UP in January? Brr.
Adventurous.
Oh my goodness. You brave.
Nice.
You brave. Yeah, you guys went to stinking Arkansas right after we moved. Bro, what's up with that? What's up with that?
Yeah, I bet you guys had a good time out there, Justin.
Yeah.
I saw some pictures.
It looked like a great time.
Camp out. Yeah.
Camp out.
I was trying to, he said compound.
Oh, it's like, well, you can make a little compound where you're camping. Mm-hmm. All right. What else you guys got?
Well, this is great. I really want to thank everybody for joining. This is a really good time. Like I said, I think we're going to do this more often, especially like your feedback on it and maybe when you'd like to do it or how often, just so we can kind of dial it in better for you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Video coming.
Hold on. We got to do them one at a time. We went to Midwest Adventure Outfitters grand opening this past weekend. Go Benji. Had a great time supporting Benji on his new adventure. Yes, it looked like it was a great time. It looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's put a lot of work into that, and it's been neat watching that whole process come along with the shop. I mean,
I can't wait to see it in person.
Yeah.
So, video on the Mojave out this week. Nice. Yeah, I just released a video for the ladies if they want to go camping solo, just some tips and tricks on there. We also have our top 10 mistakes new overlanders make video we released not too long ago that has some good stuff in that. We're trying to do balance some trips with some educational type stuff. So yeah, check it out. If you have any other questions, hit us up at any time. Okay. Hold on here. Hold the phone. What's the scoop on the Jasper Jeep Jam?
He missed when we were talking about that.
Okay. So it is in Jasper, Arkansas, March 13th through 16th. And it's a lot of fun.
It's a great time, Justin. You guys, we let Bill and Deb know about it, but they had some stuff on their schedule already for the previous year. But you guys would really enjoy it. It's a great location, just a fun event. Just music and
great bands, great local
Shelley's
bands.
Pies,
fried pies
are there, and so
Lisa, are they going to have the smash burger? Are you guys going to have the smash burgers again and the fried pies? And who else was there?
There was the smash burger and barbecue. There was a barbecue.
Oh
one.
Yeah, the barbecue place.
Was there a taco one?
Yeah, that was the women. I can't remember the name of them. I don't know. It was really good food. All of the food was amazing,
and the bands are great.
Oh, and bands really
have some really killer local bands there that come in, and they put on a show. It's good.
Yep. And we'll do a ladies' lounge there, I'm sure, and just have some fun. It's a small event.
It's a lot like Rendezvous.
Yeah,
it's a lot like Rendezvous. It's not a big. I mean, there are vendors and different things there, but it's kind of a mix of vendors with entertainment and people just hanging out and camping and just hanging out. It's not just for business. There are, like I said, there's some vendors there, so it's a nice mix of everything.
Yeah. Oh, okay. My bad. I misspoke. We're still working on food vendors. Okay. Good to know. Well, if they're anything like the vendors last year, they're going to be amazing because they were delicious. So
I say you just get Cajun Kai out there and cook.
Yeah.
He does a fine job. Between Cajun Kai and Justin, I don't know if you guys saw in our video that he's in our video where we were in Washington.
When he's making,
we just stopped on the side of the road with Mount Rainier in the background.
Oh yeah,
and
had breakfast.
He pulls the kitchen out of that trailer, and I mean, you think you were at Krusty Krabs. I mean, it was like gourmet. He's slinging bacon and eggs and
it was
all
really
kinds
good.
of stuff. So, yeah. Cajun Kai and Justin they'll take care of all the food.
Oh, and that's right. We're doing a VIP night on Thursday night at the Jasper Jeep Jam. Awesome private party. Love it. Yes. That's going to be such a good time. I cannot wait. Can it get here already? Like, we got to wait months now.
All right. What happened to Instagram?
Breakfast with a View.
Instagram died.
No, it's still there.
I feel like people are watching. Remember when you were in school and they had the auditorium and then they would go to like this side of the auditorium and they'd get you to holler and they'd go to this side of the auditorium and get you to holler. That's what I feel like it's like that with YouTube and then Instagram.
Yeah.
And YouTube's crushing it right now.
Yeah. YouTube and Facebook. Yeah. But Instagram's a little bit different. What do we got here? That video was great for sure. We wish we were there. Oh yeah. Washington. Oh, so
and Kai would have loved them rivers. I know he likes rivers and streams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was so pretty.
Well, I mean, there's always next year.
Heck yeah.
You just go out there next year. Justin has the special barbecue sauce.
What?
Well, now he didn't share no special barbecue sauce with us, so.
Teddy. We didn't get that, Justin. Dang it. Wow. Wow, Justin.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been 3 days with them.
No barbecue sauce.
No barbecue sauce.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Teddy's telling on everybody.
Mm-hmm. Teddy, you need to come on out. We haven't seen you in a hot minute, and it's too long.
Yeah.
Too long.
Teddy, are you all coming to the save?
Oh, yeah. Come down to the save. Or come to the Jasper Jeep Jam. I think it's probably...
Well, that's close. That wouldn't be bad for them.
No? It's probably equal distance.
Is it?
Yeah. Because they're in Kentucky.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be... Well, maybe saved a little bit further.
Yeah.
Not that much. Okay. How many attendees last year at Jasper Jeep Jam? Kai or Lisa, one of you guys are going to have to answer that question. I don't know. So
I definitely see it as a venue that's going to grow.
Yeah.
Justin, just because the location it's in a beautiful location. Rotator cuff surgery.
Focus. We're not there yet.
Oh.
Beautiful location. It was the first year last year, but we still had, I still feel like it, especially for the size of the venue, was a decent turnout. And I think that's just going to continue to grow.
Yeah, Lisa.
Oh, here we go. About 75 folks camping. This year we're expecting around 200 plus. Yes. Yes. Not just for Jeeps. Just remember that. Just remember that. Teddy, what'd you say here? You got rotator cuff surgery December 2nd. Oh, Lord.
Well, the save ain't till...
Yeah, the save ain't till like March.
All I hear is excuses right now, Teddy.
Yeah, you can come on down. Just tie up your shoulder and come on.
JoJo will drive you.
Yeah. He ain't going to let JoJo drive.
How's JoJo doing? Tell her hello for us. I don't know if she's watching with you.
Yep. Yeah, so like you said, about 75 folks last year, 200 plus. Ooh, that's going to be fun. That's going to be a good time. Yeah, we're going to, like I said, on the 6th through the 8th of December, we're going to camp up in north central Florida.
Yeah, I hope everybody, all you guys can make it, whoever can. It'd be great to have you there.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. And it's just going to be like a laid back, chill thing, just celebrating our birthday and hanging out with friends and sharing a campfire, you know, as long as there's not a burn ban.
She said hello.
Oh, hey, JoJo. Good. She's sitting right beside me.
Miss y'all.
I miss you guys so much. All right. We're at an hour. Yeah. So I think we're going to probably wrap it up and shut her down here.
Yeah.
But this was a lot of fun. And thank you guys all so much for coming on here and chatting with us. And
let us know your feedback. You know, what you liked, what you'd like to see, and how often maybe to do this.
Yeah.
Oh, Justin.
Yes, there will be ladies. Not specifically like run by me. I'm not this year. Maybe next year we're going to do something out in Arizona, a ladies only event. But as far as the expos and shows, Arla and I will be at most of those, doing ladies Overland Lounge and stuff like that.
Yeah, you got a lot of them lined up.
Yeah, we got a lot going on. And then we still have stuff to do with the nonprofit, and it's going to be busy. So, yes, thank you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And we love all y'all, and we will catch you next time.
Yeah. Thanks for joining, guys.
Hey everyone, want to get even more involved with our community and support what we do? Join us on Patreon. You'll get access to exclusive content like behind the scenes footage, early access to videos, members only live streams, and a chance to connect with us directly. Plus, your support helps us to continue to create the content you love.